anyway, so I will do 4 different parts of the world, and I'm focusing on their 5 themes of geography,
Okay.
basically. So, and what I did I've only done it once, I'll do it again next week. But with Australia, what I did was I told them about Australia, I told them about issues that were happening there now, and we talked about the Aborigines and their indigenous peoples and stuff. And the kids took notes, and then they went back with their notes and she calls it Mr. Help. The different themes of geography, they went back and put, that's
This theme and
environmental,
that's-
human interaction, this is location, this is space, or whatever. And
Cool.
then they did that part. Anyway, when we get all done, then they're going to pick a country in the world, not any of those 4, but pick a country in the world, and then they'll basically do the same thing, and they're gonna create an Explain Everything, which is an app on our iPads.
Oh, cool.
And of course, they'll have to cite all their sources, and I will have talked to them about the sources, and I will talk to them about it again before they get ready to do their project. So those are the sources that they will use. And again, I'll make a LibGuide, so they'll have lots of links that they can go to.
I'm writing down all the cool technology that you
Yeah,
use.
it's a
So it was an app for their.
It's an app called Explain Everything, and basically what it is it allows you to upload video, photos, you can talk over it, you can put text in it,
Cool.
pretty slick. And we do a unit in 8th grade, which we just did a couple weeks ago, on Orphan Train. Are you aware of the Orphan Trains?
Yeah.
Part of American history. So, we used to watch the whole PBS American Journey movie with David McCullough, which was really cool. And we had the kids read primary source, secondary source documents from the actual train people. And then we had them write, I think on a blog is what we did, EduBlog maybe, or Edmodo. The kids went in and they answered the question, do we as a society truly treat our children appropriately? You know, because the quote that McCullough puts at the beginning is, this has been used for multiple things, you can, how does he say it? You can tell basically, you can tell the character of a society by how they treat their kids. Okay?
And so then that's the question they're
That's
trying
they
to
had
answer.
to write about. Well, so this year, we changed it up a little bit. I thought, we need to do a reader's theater, which these kids had never done.
Uh-huh.
Because one of their standards, of course, is speaking aloud in front of your peers, being
Yeah.
able to speak,
And that would be.
and that's important. So what we ended up doing was, and you can actually go on the LibGuide and look at it. You might even want to do that. You might want to go to the LibGuides and
Yeah.
kind of look through them.
That would be great.
Anyway, what did we do on the first day? We came in and I know what we did. I did this with a couple things. The International Rights for the Children, which was done back like in the late 1950s, Eleanor Roosevelt did it. And it basically is things like every child has right to an education, to a home, to free education, the right to play, the right to a name. And I broke it up into 31 cards. And in 6th grade we did it, and we do it. They were used to them, passed them out, everybody stood up and read them aloud. And then we watched a little 10-minute blip about the orphan trains. And then the next day they came in, and we divided them into groups. And each group had an article that they had to read. And do you teach ELA?
Social studies.
Social studies. You ever used, what's the name of it? The ELA site where you can go in and has great Newsella.
Oh,
Ever used
I know my
Newsella?
kids do, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
Anyway, Newsella, I went on Newsella and I found a fairly up-to-date article on refugees, Syrian refugees, Mexican immigrants, that whole deal a couple years ago where all those little kids came in, and foster care system. And then we had 2 orphan trains, a good experience, bad experience. So there were 5 kids in each group, and they split up who took what, and they read the article, and then they picked the 5 most significant facts out of it, or more, and then they did a little script, and we did a reader's theater with them, where they
Cool.
read their 5-year.
Okay, that's what was my question.
So, and I'm not great at technology, but I'm comfortable enough. It doesn't scare me. Plus, I've got one of my parents is really technologically.
into it?
Yeah, she's good.
Do you have a favorite project that your students do?
Favorite. we do lots of cool things. Probably PSAs. In
Okay.
6th grade, we do what's called PSAs, public service announcements. We do it through ELA reading, and the kids come in, and we've kind of prepped them for it all year long with other projects. So we do a Walsh unit, and they use CIA World Fact Book, and they use culturograms and different things. Anyway, PSAs, we have 10 current topics, and we used to watch, the idea came from videos that we had called, they were on Showtime and then they were on MTV. What's Going On? Do you ever see What's Going On?
I'm not sure
And
if
it
I
was
have.
like actresses and actors, like for example, Angelina Jolie. It was a 30-minute video, and she was in Tanzania maybe, and dealing with refugees, which is what she does. And
Uh-huh.
all of them had little people that were part of the movie.
Oh, okay.
There's one on poverty in America. Susan Sarandon went down to Brazil and did child labor.
Oh, those would be interesting.
They were awesome, but they're getting old.
Yeah.
The Poverty in America one's still good. The Child Soldier. Oh, Michael Douglas goes over and he helps this little boy find his family. It's heartbreaking. Anyway, so what we do is, a couple of years ago we decided that some of them were probably ready to go. So I went back and did a bunch of research on bad water and sanitation. We have 10 of them. And I set a LibGuide up. There's things for them, there are links for them to look at. But anyway, the way this begins is they either watch the 30-minute, the American Poverty one, they watch a video for 15, 20 minutes on the first day, and we get parent approval for which topic they choose. They watch that video, and they take notes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to use, I don't know how many different sources. They learn as much information on as they can get. And we do a whole whole day through social studies on the country where their topic is situated.
Uh-huh.
And they go back and find out, what's the poverty rate? What's the GDP per capita? What's the infant mortality rate? Why is the place so screwed up?
Right.
So they have this problem. They do all this research on their own. When they're done, then they get with all the people that have that same topic. So pretty much every class has, if we have 8, 9 topics, pretty much every class has maybe 6 or 7 groups. And so kids will be with 2 to 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And they make a PSA, a public service announcement about their topic. And
That's
they're
cool. And so you
outstanding.
get to use the English and the social studies.
Absolutely. And the library, because they cite everything.
Right.
They, do the credits on their movie. And every day they come in for lessons. I do lessons on how to use the databases, how to use EBSCO, how to use, use the government links to all that stuff. And every day I show them a really good PSA from off TV that they can kind of get ideas from. And then we teach them how to use Movie Maker or whatever it is we're using to
Is
make
it something
the
they
PSA.
look forward to
Oh
doing
my
because they know
God.
it's coming?
Yeah. And then when we're all done, the ELA teachers grade all the research part, and I basically, and they even do the bibliographies, I grade the videos.
Oh,
And I
cool.
choose the top. This year I think there were 6. They have to meet the criteria. If they don't, if they put their full
Right.
name on it, then theirs doesn't get chosen. And I picked like 6, and we put them on YouTube, and the kids could watch them over the summer.
Do you feel like you have, do you get to know your students pretty well?
Oh my God!
It seems like they're in here all
I have
the
the
time.
best job in the building.
And you get to
I
know all
every
of
kid in
them.
this building. I mean, I know their names. I know a lot of their names, but
But you know who
I
every
know every
kid is.
kid. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
If somebody tells me that their child went to school here 5 years ago, who was it? I was there. I come back and look through the yearbook to see.
Oh yeah, you know
My
exactly.
husband
who that-
drives Uber, and he had one of my students, I don't know, a couple months ago. Do you remember so and so? And I was like, I said, yes. And he goes, I took her today, and she loved you. She's in the library all the time. So I went back, and sure enough, Coley remembered her too.
Do kids hang out in here? I know that they don't have as much
Okay.
flexibility as our high
Just
school
wait till
kids
about 2:50, and everybody in the world comes in here.
until.
They come in and use the computers. I do Rebel and Diversity. With
Okay.
Another gal. I do the diversity piece. I do Go Club tonight. I do Makerspace and Computer Science tomorrow after school.
Okay.
So I do clubs just because I get a lot of little people, you have to say in high school, that don't really, they're not sports kids, they're not
Mhm.
theater kids. So it gives them, and I've got little boys showing up every night now in there working
For
on
the
robots.
makerspace.
Mhm.